Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast for The Kids Aren't Alright Part 2. It's Thursday night. That's it. I mean, we have the series finale event tomorrow night, and that's it. And I did mention how it was the last time it would be on TV, and yeah, I forgot it would be airing in Canada and stuff on TV, but it's not being made for TV anymore. The way that they're airing it, with Netflix in mind and a whole new, generation and all that. So the way they're producing the show now and all that, it's different. And even though it will be on TV in some territories, it's not being made for TV, and most people won't be watching it on TV. They're going to be watching it, binging it, and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty crazy. And it's really going to change the experience, of waiting week to week and then month to month during, the off season. Or, of course, we've had times in the summer where it's been, night to night. But still, for most of the run, one episode a week or, that kind of thing. So a lot of changes definitely in store. But anyways, after last night's episode, The Kids Aren't Alright Part 1, an episode that I absolutely praised as one of my favorites of the past several years, I think tonight's episode was a bit of a letdown. So much happened last night, and then tonight, not much to discuss. I mean, normally the first part is like the setup, and then you have all the action in the second part. But I feel like everything exciting happened in the first part with this set of episodes. I mean, probably the most shocking thing to me was hearing one of Damon's friends saying "goddamn," which you typically don't hear that much on Degrassi, so that caught me off guard. But I mean, it wasn't overly exciting. Nothing crazy happened. I mean, Vince did get arrested for shooting Damon. That was a big moment. And then, of course, Tiny came after Maya and Zig backstage with a knife. And that was another thing. The knife, it looked like it was 1 inch. I mean, it was like a knife you get from, like the dollar store or something. It didn't feel very intimidating, at all. So that kind of ruined, the anticipation of what could happen. And I'm not saying that someone should have died, by any means. I'm not that person who needs someone to die on an episode for it to be considered a good episode. But it just didn't feel, like it should have been. I mean, they've been really anticipating this and setting it up for, so long. And of course, they weren't setting up that, Tiny was going to do something. But I mean, they stopped, the other stuff from happening. But I just feel like it should have been, something. I mean, he could have at least taken, a swipe at Maya or, maybe just slightly, cut, Zig and they got into a little fight or something. But at the same time, the reveal that Tiny's father, in jail, his mother's doing drugs, and a very emotional scene for Tiny. And you could see that he's just, really troubled and lost. And he's a good kid. He's just been in with, the wrong people, including his brother. So of course he's going to be very emotional when his brother, who is the only person around, goes to jail. And of course he's going to be mad at Zig. So I don't blame him, for what he did, but hopefully it will all work out, for him because, he's not a bad person, like I said. The subplot, one of them anyways, Captain Who finally opens. Winston, still having trouble kissing Zoe. He doesn't want to do it. And it all works out in the end that who comes back. Frankie's back, and her and Winston sort of make up. They have a nice kiss and all that, and whatever. The song from the play, still in my head, though, I will admit, it's catchy. Degrassi, the writers, they know how to put a catchy song, even if it might be a little bit cheesy, but it is what it is. And also, Becky finds out for sure what Jonah is up to and, stealing the money and how it's related to drugs and all that. And the one thing about this that was kind of confusing, Drew, basically told Becky to give Jonah another chance, and it seemed like she was going to do that. And then all of a sudden, Becky was like, no, we're done. And I was like, what? What? I don't know. It just felt really abrupt and strange to me. I mean, what Jonah did, of course, was wrong. But I think I can kind of see, why he did what he did. I mean, like I said, it was wrong. It's not the best choice, but I think, it wasn't as drastic as Becky made it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So it felt a bit weird with all that for them to end the relationship. But But Jonah and Becky end, and then Winston and Frankie begin. Another thing I did like in the episode was the stuff with Damon and kind of how he used Becky's phone to send the message to Zig, kind of warn him, they used to be good friends. And then they share, a burger and fries together in the hospital, something that they had done when they were younger, riding up to the diner and all that. And that was a nice touch to the end of it. But overall, part one was phenomenal. Part two, I think, kind of lacking a bit, but it is what it is, and there were still a few good key moments on the episode, and I'm really excited for the series finale tomorrow, especially because it's not, actually ending. It's going to live on in another way on Netflix, of course, but I'm excited for the 2-hour event, the 1-hour special in the U.S., with some of the old cast members talking about the most shocking moments and all that kind of stuff. And of course, to see how it's all going to end for the class of 2014. So thanks so much, everyone, for listening, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.